But do you have the things to and you should buy that, yeah? But do you have the things to, then you should buy that, yeah? Huh? Yeah, there's some free. There's some free.
فيدل يمكن يبقى واحدة إكماد يمكن بلنيتي في فيسبوك وزماغ بلنيتي في دي يمكن في يوتيوب وزماغ بلنيتي في كلاب هاوس فيدل يمكن كنوهم connected all these sites ما يمكن تيجي في فيسبوك وزماغ بلنيتي في يوتيوب وزماغ بلا يمكن بيتين بعدين وين الليلة يدي يمكن بلك وقت دول إنه عشان نقدر نتكلم في بالبلد بانجي ونتكلم في strategic development planning for our county لأنه بل يوارتنيكن يعني seems like there is no any blueprint for development in Mabaan County عشان كده يدي يمكن بوقت يمكن address this لكن كان بان مقبل يمكن tomorrow some of you will be leaders of tomorrow some of you will participate in the leadership in the state and maybe soon you will participate in the leadership in the country for فدي يمكن جنبالنيني وطبعا talking about the يمكن strategic development planning it has nothing to do with the blaming it is something that we need to do يعني we need to make analysis and also recommendation that can be helpful for our leaders ما قد يمكن بلا مكاك بانجي بس ما قبل يمكن في state ما قبل في هنا لأنه seems like Mabaan is now a focus can you are taking يمكن ban باو but I went through so many indexed and then as we speak Mabaan is the focus for future development in Upper Nile State ما مقارن ما يعني رang ممكن عشان كده يمكن بان ما قبل مقبان I believe you know we need to think outside of the box we need to be critical on the future of our county and future of our people وقلنا يمكن نكنين بدون بنكنين when we have a thinking capacity and when we change our strategic thinking لأنه كن كتبن بيا بدون you need to have a strategic thinking when you lay down the development plans and also how to control the county for the better of our people. لازم بلت capacity إنه لأنه طبعا أي leadership يعني بلكن يعني واقع شو طبعا. لكن when you are a leader, you need to think and also the team that is working with you. Leadership is not one person working; it is a collective minds with the different people, with the different capacity and different ideas. Then Imenium Kumoke, you just only supervise and making decision based on the proposal that brought to you by the team that you put in place. For the yum can gina did the yum you say I need to talk about it today. Ya did yum can ya walk on the budan lano. There is a meeting coming at 5 on 20 with the community leaders. I can name on book the mumkin we can hand out or hand over planning dito yung kumbala kang guwang ning banin kat nentry lada sa khamsa I'm going to close down anything بس قلنا طبعا I thought انه I need to make a message لإيكن makabala بالذات كين با لانه what I see within us there is no any strategic thinking of how to build the country. That is very dangerous. Neither Makabala Banji nor Ik Makabala Bura. We don't have any strategic thinking how to build Mabaan County. And if this become the norms in Aten, then Aten lead Atolo Igin Yani Ligina capacity you know. ما بنقدر ممكن أحاكم بان بقوية ده يمكن benefit ما بان ووهن لأن إيجن يعني عندنا قوية ده يمكن إيجن مقتن با قوية ده يمكن إيجن يعني just for the sake of Jacob for the sake of إنه بس يعني waging the campaign against each other but we are not waging the campaign against the thinking you see لأن mindsets زي ما يورتك دي topic لأن mindsets of strategic thinking طبعا بيا لما إيمانا بنجيك كleader you need to think about what you want to do for your people. You need to think about how you're going to lay the blueprint of development so that even if tomorrow you are not going to be taken out, still that blueprint you can leave it for other people to continue doing that development for the people of Maban. وده يمكن I think جن جنا ده يمكن I think you are saying today I want to talk about it very very critically. Uh, the reason that يضلنا ده يمكن want to talk about this لانه يا طبعا I read a post يمكن اوكي نينجا كان جيم كوارتر انه اكن ده يمكن ما قبل ما تير بيل بتاتير ما قبل الكوميتي بتاتير في جيم كوارتر اوسبون كاونتي they come up with the idea انه they want to يعني renovate يعني ده يمكن بريج بتاع بريج بلد دانج وين يمكن ايه في بانشو كله وده يعني when I read that then the question is طبعا infrastructure a bridge is طبعا fall under infrastructure development whereby it is a county responsibility to make sure that all the infrastructure development should be controlled and executed by the county leadership by the county executive or county development. When I read this from some of our brothers, then it gave me many questions that if the infrastructure development is run by the community or run by the different entities without the proposal. Cash for you. So sorry, for is infrastructure development it being run out of the county, then the executive and county, how are they going to control the county? You see, learn all the blueprint. Yes, communities participate in the development, but community participate in the development when the government has a blueprint of development projects. لأنه جينا طبعا يورسيا مشكلة بتاع كوبري مشكلة بتاع كوبري ده is the sole responsibility of the county to make sure that all the bridges across the county should be renovated or they have a plan إنه كمان بقدر شنو كوبري بلا بنو بان كانوا ورنا دي جم شطن لكن إذا community أنك جون دي نعرف بوكن شتي دي يمكن كوبري يورسيا ده طبعا is a failure that we see a lack of strategic thinking to build the county. Without even the Yumkin, I believe in it non gataba. So we need to change that. For Based on this, I want to talk about three things. Okay, one is عشان ban further. One of the strategic thinking هو إنه إحنا لازم شنو, we need to have a security under control. Okay, then you can back security under control. You cannot be able to plan anything. لأنه in a leader, you have to consolidate your power. And the moment you consolidate your power, then تقدر شنو تتحسن يعني النظام الأمني في بنوبان والنظام مواقع التي يمكن they will look at you as a leader who can carry the message that you want your people to follow. Okay, طبعا you are in Banoban, there is a fraction on this kind of a leadership that can be able to consolidate power, and then people will follow for a day يمكن يبوغ ما ايدي. لأن you cannot build development is a security is not in place. You cannot you cannot bring development when your people are living a life that cannot contribute to the development project that you want to do. Because this insecurity banuban, and then madalli يمكن شيء كتكو. وده يمكن I think من جنا عشان يمكن strategic planning for development. There has to be a shifting thinking in security that need to be addressed banuban. وإذا even able to address the security مش عشان تونبا security ده in the put insecurity لأنه كان ما أمكوي then auto development nang okay kan machi orga kinji tambai تنمية ده بيا okay لأن التنمية ده connected مع مخو وتنمية عشان connected مع then you need to address things that facing the people, you know. Yes. Okay. Okay. You can go and who will do it? I'm talking here. That's the مشكلة. فجنتون دي يمكن إنه insecurity طبعا بقدر شنو. We need to address insecurity بانج. عشان يجي وانت شنو. وانت دي يمكن ما يمكن شو تتورجك يتم ودو ده بنويكنتي. Or they can be able to start farming. يعني ممكن أي من قدوكتي هنا. وده جنين عندنا جنين يمكن عندي leadership. يعني لما go account to leadership. Count them bulk in different departments that can address. لكن under رقم كله بلا يمكن under leadership بتاع commissioner. وده يكون ده يمكن شنو. You can be able to sit down with the community, and then you can understand what they need, and then you can put it into the planning. فده يمكن كده I think number one need to be addressed. واللي يكون قوله why يعني مشكلة أمن ده هو مشكلة بين لأن إحنا من قوم في population بانجي بني كده يمكن عدد بيجا كتير ومديد يمكن وطنن ووخن عشان كده إذا نعمل إحنا مام ده يمكن فيا يمكن بقدر control ما يمكن بالبا لأنه واقع شون ده يمكن بيا there will be a farming famine يمكن بيا بان كن بالبانجي ومدال دشيت ننكا يمكن إكن كان بقدبا and then the dangerous thing that we also will face إنه يعني ده يمكن is assimilation of the cultures وهن واقع ده will force the insecurity بانجي فعشان كده أنا بشوف يعني security ده need to be addressed first. Then the second thing is يمكن بيتن في مشكلة بتاع development that I thought about strategic development planning. Why I'm saying that we need to have a mindset of strategic development plans. لأنه عشان أنت you can build the infrastructure, you need to have a group of thinkers, people that have that knowledge. لأنه طبعا في county دي وقبلن دو يعني يبلكي يعني political leadership and يبلك ما شنو these are development team that can be carried that can carry the development project يمقت ده يمكن كان نعبر يبوخ نعم You see, fashion kida, عشان يجن development أوتم بن مبان يجي لازم بالكن شنو a group of thinkers ما بقدر شنو يعمل كان قبل مبان ما بقدر شنو يجن وين تبوي إنه يعني يمنبلا council leadership يدي the يوم taken plan and then you can be able to look at the funding that you want to address the مشكلة بتاع شنو development bank لكن كان يجن back in group thinkers ما ممكن بقدر create projects you know يجن بقدر بان شطنا okay يمكن بقدر بان تبا لانه في يعني باندا بقدر ما قد يمكن شنو عندهم بانتو كويس ما يمكن تشوتيو يعني اكن دي بقدر انه باندا short term and long term balawati ودا in that way يوند يمكن يكمل بال بانجا leader you cannot suffer لان يبالك اكن ما قد يمكن بلا يورتي يونتي يعني بانتون اوتن اكن and then اولجي كان عشان كده يجي لما نباكنتي يعني group إنه they can think about يعني ده يمكن بان أو دنيما عشان كده إيه مينغ بيا ما هاوس بيا شيء بجيه أودي ما هاوس ده بين كم بان مبان إيه مم جو من زمان استوى ميشن إيه كنا ممك رانكي أنت بان مبان إيه بيت من زمان سي تيرنك إيه بيت من زمان بتاع إنه بان نمن ون برا كم ما أفزن أوما يعني ما عمل أي حاجة لأنه ليه there is no any blueprint of strategic thinking that they can put down the development project that our people want. You see, فعشان كده ممكن بيدا محافظ ممكن بيد ما يمكن قبل ما you cannot be able to do anything لأنه ليه بان ما in the foundation بان ما in the leadership foundation وده يمكن جن الوحيد بان ما بان إذا بيتشوت بجيجي أوز نمواك بجيجي أوز كاتشبر بجيجي ليه لأن إيكم بالكن بالكن structure بان جبان بان با وبرد بتا structure إيكم نم تمشي كدوار نشو ليه يقول أمور كده ينسى بان بان يعني من زمان ده كله ما في إيه foundational development نعم بان بان بدأ من ممكن نقول ديارن هو جون إيبو لما نيجي بيندم ممكن تشتي أو ورقة ترتيبات نعم ده يمكن بان بوين أو سنوية and then يمكن وخبا يمكن مشاكل لكن بعد ده تاني ما في من نون جنجل you see ممكن بالكوية لكن based on what I see ما في جنجل نعم ما هاوس بيتشيا أسكات بور بجيك وده وين إنه يعني فويدت يمكن إن أوتي يم بندون إنه يعني strategic thinking يعني كان باو يمكن أوت نون تبا وسين نون كتبا فعشان كده انا بشوف انه infrastructure development يعني بقدو بانتن بودن بانتن يكون ويتن بانتن يبالك ماكا a team working with you to make sure that development has to come يعني and بس من الشيء طبعا هي executive بودن ممكن بقدر شنو وخبالي يوم اجي and then you can look for funding you can make implementation you can come up with okay how are you going to supervise this development that's the only thing يمكن من بلبا commissioner will do لكن بالمبان جول قبل هون با يعني من كان بيا commissioner not only the current commissioner يعني commissioner بتاع مبان واحد من بيا شيء تدوغه تدوغتي امين مقبل تدوغتي امين واحد تدوغتي امين then لما نكود برا وخن واحد بعدي وذن من بيا وون شنو جوتة شنو جوتة من زيرو فعشان كده أنا بشوف إنه يعني I think we need to change that mindset even that يمكن شنو we can be able to come up with the development that we need to make it in our county فده يمكن I think واجمن وقيورسيا is very very dangerous إذا يمكن ما قدرنا إنه يعني فده يمكن جنبالنا الفوتشنت ما يمكن ما نيفينيو يدي يمكن I didn't plan عشان بيدنا لكن طبعا كنا يضلنا إنه عشان نقدر نتكلم في جيك نيني لأنه يورسنا بانج كده نيرسو وده بلات بانج whether that is even continue in this way يوخيات نيجي ده بعد با يوك بعد okay is even بالكم pangtan دوت نيجي نونين كان نبا يوك بعد okay إن ما قبلك سياسين ما قادرين نقول تهيت كينو بان inno future bita banu banda balawati. You see? Then you cannot build a county alone. You need people, you need different minds, you need, people that are intellectual, you need people that are academicians. Maka yumkin asiyasimba, but they have their own professional in their own lifetime that they can help you for the, for the county development. Maka nende the yumkin balaba. Uda yahudi the yumkin, I think you are siya gadi damar banaban to point damga. Wo min beya chitadwanga. من بيا ما دري يسمع جد من جد وإيه كما زي ده فده إيه ممكن شنو يعني I think بانتنيني أبانتني يمكن I think إيه إيه نون كتبا فعشان كده نحن مسج بتاعنا إنه وضعت بنبان طبعا يعني كان إيه ما غيرنا يعني إيه كده يمكن إيه نون كتبا كين بان يعني وإيه يمكن it cannot help us in any development لأن development ده بيا بدنبا first you need to look at يعني population balaban population that is very helpful يعني population balaban banda is so helpful for us لأنه population ina man yirtacha the moment ma chungdu no shelo degina poe etishino etitania the moment ma baltan de yum kishino يعني ما كان واحد كنت no shelo igin baltan tania kwes kidinirsa lajin poe balaban uchodu lajin da alone attention is a young nigidin is a people ban that can determine inno host community leadership bangi bugdar mum determine inno yani chodu la agenda apona okay oza yenyati fada da bara ikun untum po inno ignogder shino we can be able to benefit lan population man bald bangi economic taban bugdar kan اقتصاد ممكن يعني يبلتي سوكان سوق كانت أكوما يورد درايب أكوما نمان يورد درايب then you can utilize it for the development of your people. You see كان إنير تاكي يعني بلك وقت ما ويل درايب ده بلاتو دوتي بچونغ چوك ما بانجي ده بل درايب ده بلاتو دوتي بلك أبل تير بلاتو دوتي بلك أبل 3% what are they doing with it? Okay لأن ده كنا موارد بتبان مبان إيه من بان بلا بنو بان عنده حق في موارد نت كان بالتير كان بالكبل نيون كان بالكبل ذهب كان بالكبل بتزاتو بالكبل دراي وخنو واكن ده كان مبان عنده حق إيه من بان بالكن حق regardless of يعني وخنو بلا نوني ليه ومين بقدر بديترمن إنه مبان بالكن هذا جنا county leadership لأنه يعني county leadership نمان وخني يوم دي واحد ده you can apply for development okay ورغن Mabaan County هل ورغن نمان نشود دي تبلغ وخنيني تاني مقودي بس بنا يود no I don't think so لأنه ورغن شود نيجن تبلغ بلا بيت وخنين اور مشيشفا يوم تنجي تبلغ بلا بيت وين then إيه من بان ويستفيد يستفيد من موارد بلا بانجي through development لكن لما نيرت أشياء تنمية قبل بعض يعني باللي تما إيه من لمبل توال كاتجيبج I remember يعني من أتبان 2010 يعني باللي تما تنتهر يعني بالنا من لمت تما immediately دوتن شنو يعني إذا دوت ما بقى كزينة جبا ما بقى أورو يعني بالواحد وقت ما إذا فقط ما أورو شوف الكلام ده وده إمية تاجي إذا بيل بتا كاونتي إنه إيه تنفق نيجي أورا أسبق نيجي بس بوكو يعني ما قبل then إيكن we are not for the development of the country. You see إيكن we are against the تنمية بتاعنا لأن اللي بيلنا منطقة دي بدر من مصادر بتاع حكومة بدر من accountability then you are here okay you are the counter okay إنه بالبينا أونغي and then ultimately تنمية كل باو وده بوريك إنه the mindset mindset ban mabanda bita leadership ban maban kan gering baye atulo igbal to resources godation we cannot be able to utilize the development ban maban le lan ma musulin ikan man ag leader you should be the light you should come up with the policies you should direct your people you see fa genen no banji ba Asingit intanaman inaman nyerti statement beya ze majin kwata go kage ekniki ma boy tonint inyo they are going to renovate yani I mean eknat no odinti yisalla kumra kumra bita dangaji. That statement is supposed not to come from the individuals. لانه وخبلا بانجي يعني انا بشوف انه the only way that in كاتمبرا كما بان ونقدر ممكن نستخدم resources بلا يعني موارد بلا لخدمه بتاع تنميه بنو بان by consolidating all these resources. يعني resources that are supposed not to be fragmented. نما نيرتاچ يعني بالك بلا بالتير بلا شيء ما خبلا دانك انتو بلا ولا بيكجي ولا تويجي بلا يكمبيجت. Also makabala that yumkin bilk yumkin I think even we can see yumkin maban walk na bala uwa bil bita 3%. Bilka bala beti da hafti balawati. Bilka beti the right balawati. You see, the only way that we can change that mindset or mentality of leadership by consolidating all the resources in one place. Min muftarid county baltan yani executive that controlling yani resources with ban work. I said in a Monday, the distributions of when you come to the distribution of development, you can use that resources for the development across the Mabaan County. It shouldn't be only for a specific village because the strategic planning, and strategic thinking, it you have to come up with the plan. And the plan is you want to build schools across Mabaan County. And then you can look for the funding. Funding bear with it. Ma funding bear the resources balance they build there, build nyon, build waka. Then you have to consolidate them, put into the county account. Okay? Then this is the resources that you have for the development. So that it cannot go to the specific village, like the statement that is coming again, on keg in margin quarter, oskeg ban bonchon niño bo od yong kuberdang ek od yong kuberdang jo eknomena lanu kubur is a part of infrastructure development in Mabaan County, and it is a sole responsibility of the county leadership to renovate the broken bridge. You see, without getting workman waka ikin dalton yani ikin Mabaan we will not progress. We will not progress. Then our thinking is not helping us to move forward as a county. You see, Fashankida ina manabedi, yani the statement like that, it will show you that in resources balaban piakan wala bantuin only mainly for kegen tuin or bantuin or banina. This is an example. You see, umeni adda kalam da yani da yarja the leadership with our county. Sulta balaban mabal. Why you allow citizens to do that? You see, land development, where are you going to get funding if you don't consolidate all these resources? You see, fashion kida, ya before Kirino, without Banjinene is completely wrong and is not going to help us progress as a county. You see, and the problem is here. Then in a Managi county leadership, when you are leading the county, you have your own executive that has been a political appointees, but civil servant, they are not a political appointees. Lan maka civil servant da ekun otan shunu otan yani mihna bitaekken. So some of them are engineers, some of them are lawyers, some of them are working as nurses in the hospital. These people are not the political appointees. So how are you going to fund them? You see, we need to have strategic development planning thinking, the mindsets. You see, leadership, but I see the deficiencies. Even that yumkin eight non gata ka keng ban. Even that nung tungin gaba. Atol even the resources will be wasted. And we cannot build anything for our people, and our people are not going to benefit from anything. You see, plus in a manir tacha banji, kidi inirsa wadat banji. Then now imbal na lajin. Youth population is almost about 1 million people in doing now. How are you going to control this? If you don't have any manpower, people that has a logic thinking, you see, فعشان كده أنا بشوف إنه وذات بانجي ده a lot of things need to be done. A lot of things. Not only Makabanji, حتى إيجي مكابل we should help our people. يعني لأن حكومة بلا بانجي ده يعني when I study, you know, our local government, you can go back to the 80s. يعني إيه من بيجي جو مش بيشان إندو بانgo. يعني من بيا يعني you want to accumulate wealth بتمنى بان and then OD. وده إيه إيه نون كتبا. ده بان ممكن دال دشي زي ده. So now if you look at the index, education index in South Sudan, Ban is the last in the index of education. So is that education is the problem, you know, that our people are not getting it. So leadership band can what is the plan of the leadership to address the issue of education in Mabaan County? You see? And to address the issues of education, then you need people that have that knowledge. You see, you cannot be everything. You cannot be everything in Mabaan County. عشان كده كان من شنو مدمجين اي من قدرت كان هيك لكن إبادي you as a county leadership you are only focused on the policies, okay, and then to do the policies you also need people that has that field, people that is steady that field. فعشان كده أنا بشوف إنه مشكلات بنو بانيني is very very dangerous and very scary feature بتبنو بان لأن نليدو I want to tell you guys this ekibizat kayong ban Baniginda Nelido will be taken out will be taken up by other people لأنه ina mananyerte there is no any policy to control the movement of the people ban maban no policy in the county and no policy in the state, you know, but the state and they don't care whether ekbo odinya mul odba minga they didn't care about what is happening in Banban. What is scaring me is this. Then the population that man walk on that, my young to the Sudan, you walk on that. As of now, almost million people are in Mabaan County. But then you are looking at the assimilation. Then your population, taban mabugda reduce the population that is coming from outside. You know, Nilido, all your health will be taken by these people. Your education, all the sectors, business sectors will be taken by these people. Then, if they establish themselves, Banmaban, then Ibakma, let me take the example of economic, you know, Banmaban. So, as we speak, market is controlled by non-Mabanis. Okay, market is controlled by non-Mabanis. Okay, now the market is controlled. Igmal Minga Shugdiba, Igmal Minga Rasmaliba. As is going controlled by Makapoke. Then Ekintaban they will control. Lani leader, the politics of the county will be dictated by the money. Okay? Lani siyasa bidabano banda the leader ashat ibo agdiginga, then you need money. And then ibo nungen gabano ban ibo the bill and build the bed with it. Ban Kulu masking Kedem Perker. Then siyasa Banuban will be controlled by Kedem Perker. Nanekamal Kambilko. As it is very, very dangerous. Is that we don't put our people in the market and we can introduce them to be a business people Banmaban. You see? Lan siyasa Banuban or siyasa Bajunub le Mustakbal, Balba you are taking Junuban Koribilko. How many millionaires to Junuban that? Why they are doing this? Lano bala ban kashini gnene ya ban kawaje North America in Pacific. Actually, agdegenga you need money. That's why you see super PAC, Bardek America super PAC, Makabal Kumbilko. They can fund your campaign based on the interest and based on what they need you to do for them, not for the people. You see, I think it in a manyer tabanaban is a suban maban market money controlled by the other people. Then tomorrow they are going to dictate you. Okay, they are going to manipulate the politics of Mabaan County. they are going to force their interest upon the interest of Maban. La ne kembal kembal ke, iyo gobar taken the go. Dan you mumkin buwak ak the governor in the state or you buwak ak the ginga fi nai. Then they will sponsor you for your campaign. Ibal Maban bal kembal bo. Maban ba kembal benga bala tajir bo. Then ibuwak kakyawan. And then kakyawan ibuwak manage to fund your campaign. Then mena muki kedin muki tijara ban Maban, they can fund you. And then American funded you. What do you think? Are you going to work for Maban? I don't think so. When they fund you, they will put the interest that they have, and then you have to work for their own interest. You see? We don't change our mindsets. Ban Maban baye. Even the little things that we are busy about, the untunino only, is not going to work on the future. It's not going to work. Even Balaban, a leader thinking that that is the way politics is going to work in Maban in the future, I don't think so. You need to change your thinking. Our people are our board. Our people are our backup. And the only thing we can do it, we have to bring development to them. Okay? When I think about this, sometimes I feel sorry. I feel sorry about, siyasabalaban mabal. I feel sorry about politics. Then you are not using, you are not using the way to help your people so that they can back you up, they can help you, to be their leader. You see? فده يمكن I think من جنبال نيني ونيجي نقول إنه إيجاه وقت نيجي بانتا منك كان غمبا because minga taban ying wara inay wara bil o minga ying wara inno da untu nene that is dangerous فينga it not ba lanu genetam yuar tabanje bin muftarid by now iglas nirakas bitalim and one of the reasons that we are not thinking correctly because lack of knowledge banoban and maybe when I talk about this sometimes yamkin kemban bishufino and nwara and no lack of knowledge, lack of education, you cannot go anywhere. Yes, I will lead people to knowledge. I will lead. Don't lie to yourself. Because today world, you need a knowledge that can enable you to do things right in a thinking that can help your people to get out from this mess. You see? When I talk about education sometimes, the inu igma kabalbara fi diaspora igma kuma duang nung tungen gadba lakin what about kegni igi yanyirin da danja ban maban our participation in the state is very limited our participation in the government of national unity or in the central government of South Sudan none mahinda nazol mafakir siyasa ban maban amine okay we don't have to lie to ourselves igin ban kamen gadba Mina amma fakir ban maban عشان بقدر ممكن يولجنا منتين دي ما ممكن people listen him from across South Sudan. Bao. And okay. The question is, how can we make that happen? Okay, that even though to make it happen, first we need a leader that have a strategic thinking capacity. Ban maban. That's magam al awal. Lano leader, he can determine the future of his people. You see, I can take the example of Singapore. Singapore, 50 years ago, is not there. South Korea, 6 years ago, economy with Ekbalongba. Can mind the hard. Even Japan, as a bigger, is become one of the leading economic country in the world. Zaman, mind the resources. But they have a leader that come up with the strategic thinking for the interests of their people. Banmabanda is an internal nature. Ihimbal kumaka thinkers. What thinkers the bay okay? It is the leadership bunch. Then yag leader, even yes, a ban malabara come. Ek ndo to work kam. O ek urkin to pang tempo number balangitin. Then you can bring close to you. Okay? And then give them, yeah, give them power to make sure, this is what I need to happen, but Mabaan. And I want to happen in this deadline. Hal inyo sa kan nang tambayani? I don't think so. Kan nang tanyani. Okay? Well, imam kamena leader, how you can, bring all the resources, make sure the resources are available for your people to operate. You see? Pasing kita na bishufin na banubanda, lack of leadership in Mabaan is one of the big challenges. Yeah, I mean, zaman say it nekan until today. Ikindal not non gataba. We never built anything. Let me tell you this planning. Yatabang 2004, jongan sharkol at a bunch. At yam kumbalatuma, and then at a bawasha, at in a bungon yamkin, then a bartama yam kumbabach, where bugaya on enak. Yan a dongatenak on the yam kuchon in your fee, fi balatuma, our late former Babala Mursal and Dawood Ngoka. On kanchon into Wengi. Zamanda Kalas negotiation is going, no peace agreement, the comprehensive peace agreement is going to be signed. And then the question is, the question was, Babala was asking on the Yamkin, Yaos Daoud, Maktabegit Egoksanage, Daoud, and Philemon. Now, Yamkin, I'm going to Nairobi, and peace agreement is going to be signed. Wa the Yamkin Mushkan name, Banwaban, Ekubok Banwaban the Nantan, okay. Naman Salam Bed, in Katin okay. That was the question he posed to us. Even Katin okay, Kamaban. Lan Imbal Kamaga Beti Jijo, they have a different norms and different thinking. We Imbal population out to Bora in the different mindset and different. So how are we going to deal with all these things? That kind of question Babala was asking. And then the first thing we begin to diagnose ina manabuwa ko waja ngete dictor na manabuwa ko waja ngete in ibal ko waja mena. The first thing dictor mumkinang dictor in the diagnosis, you have to diagnose the disease. Okay, we begin to diagnose the mashakal banuban. And then one of the thing we found out the mindsets automatic jinak ekum bishuf they are everything. And Makabayat Bora, maybe they don't have any capacity. Giving a civilization is come back. And how are we going to deal with that? Then Babala Yum can come up with the mechanism. When we go in, the first thing Nantanikin, we don't have to allow Yan mindset to operate, to dominate Makabayat Bora. Then Ignia at Open to win, Ignia Maka talking about the New Sudan. So you, the owner of New Sudan platform, then you need to present to your people the ideas, and practically you can implement the ideas of New Sudan to your people. So by doing that, the first thing ban should not be established in Boyne County. Ban has to be taken out from Boyne, Lekunyatani. That was the urban planning covered based on Babala blueprint. Inu yabuaka ikino otumbanji boinkonda dalton agashino. That's a business people. Like in banwana actumber to winan, and then choddi to poebe tomaji, and then gasmal nung kubur non kabe boin to win, and then bun weekend to konya bora. That was and then the operation with Innu business people to the point corner are done. In that way, even under operation, we can be monitor what is happening. That can be planning with our Babala number one. And the second thing, in order for us to get money, as the 10 with the Banban, then Galungan Dogan, the first thing in the land of Galungan Dogan, pig your 24 hours, 24 months. Mabinte galungin bizat hina fi Eastern Mabaan. Ekta we come up with the planning galungin da the first thing nangten artun dogunti and nangten CI bita tourism command beta they will end up in galungin. Lani ibok the tam na balkin jo tarawa we nai. And then in that way we can make money. The county will make money from tourism and wakanene. Then we can put that into the development. You see, that was the planning bit, bit baballa na mane boka tiji. On we come up with the papers in how we're going to deal with this. You see, with that kind is one of the best planning that myself I involved in no ignikat. So how we going to deal with it? You see, for planning into the yum can take na manek bari. Le ego ongole killing yourself. Min ma inka ninji inka makabala yum can carrying the message of New Sudan. What happened to us now? Lanu pangta na manabete, pangtang ba mo tajarab, ato na mano nungu mo to duro. They were about to fight. The fight was to be broke out. Lanu le, yani poyede the yumkin the thinking, the narratives was not played the way it's supposed to be played. You see, Fajankida, strategic thinking is the most important for the leadership bunch. For ignorance and otinyama, iglas baltangane. Lanu ina mananyirti ban maban, a lot of resources. Like they don't want to build the country. For Ashankida Anabishuf Innu, the leader can ignore a mom, but ignore will be taken up by other people. But then they can put the mud give Maka Young into Bulunai. I don't know. They are going to settle Banban because they can look at the historical backgrounds. You see, they can look at the historical backgrounds. They will, utilize that as a way to stay Banmaban. And how are we going to deal with that? Is that we don't have any policies. Look at Banmaban. Tell me the policy, even the bylaws, Banmaban. There is nothing. You see, I think we need to the way we need to change the mindsets that is operating Banmaban. Well, it is very hard. I know it is very hard. We tried. Personally, I tried to talk with the leaders, Banji. But I don't know if that is the way we think Kengban. It's not going to take us anywhere. Itaban Namanag leader is not only you, like I said it. You need group of thinkers, people that have ideas, people that come from the education background. Land education play a great role. You see, without education, we cannot go anywhere. One of the problems within us, the simple thing that make us not to unite, because we don't think things logically and scientifically. You see, without ignoring too much, because when you have people with the intellectual mind, then what will happen is they can reason. When they disagree with you with the basis of they can explain themselves. You see, the reason I disagree with you, 1, 2, 3. Okay? How can we address that? Then we need to make sure, Banmabanda resources bala wokanda need to be put into development. Lano ina mananyerte, yani jwala nima ajabne, jwala inu community jong the building, something that's supposed to be done by the county. Lanu Kuburwana was not built by the community. Yes, it is a constituencies development fund from the national level. It was the government. It was the responsibility of the government to make sure Kubrambanji, Poi, Nunkanitaban infrastructure development that is a part and partial plan of the government. Mabaan County. Lanu ibok the Poi. Poi yumaji. Poi has to be connected. Imuske melekal bay nung the Lanu Bilkabala Banji. Yanabanaban is one of the bill. Yeah, I was looking at the index with drive and northern Apanai. One of the ban bill mumkuko Buddha millions of pounds is Banaban. Banaban. Like a bilkan bala itamaweti. Bilkan bal nung kumawaka. You see? For I think, the reason in I see lack of leadership Banaban ignong too much kalawakan ba. Lack of thinking capacity, ignong too much Banaban. We are contributing to the failures of Banaban. Don't come here and tell me in the no, even Makabalash Bichi Bizat, the diaspora, we contributed to the failure of our people. Then igum of fruit at the Makaba reason. Ig mafruit act maka, we should not be dividing ourselves. You see? Ig min maftir agamaka, we come up with a plan. You know, the task force will be sent from diaspora to back home. As even go in board walk on the terrain or what. Bulk motor pe Twitch East. And it was funded by the people, Boer community in the diaspora. Le kalamda. لأنه يمكن بيشوف إنه لمستقبل من قبل بيمني بني با. It is up to you. بوه كيني أو دورة تبا. بوه مبان أو دورة تبا. بوه مبان يوردبون با. بوه مبان دالتا منغويا. It is up to you, the leader, who's leading ban Mabaan. You know. فعشان كده أنا بشوف إنه community leaders, but when they also have a great role to play. Okay. For Israel community leaders, they are not leading the way, then imbal kumashkala jamit kamabani. Imbal kumashkala. Lano, gana mokshin wikiti in all my community on ya, when you know, Ontugo Nene, we can do things. You can do it whatever you want to do in Ontugi. Like Untugida, it is not going to take you anywhere. Lano Banmaban is a county. Banmaban is a tribe. Okay, we need to think critically. Kakengmaban, inu makabok, inu nilido, junub na manapod de balba you are take junub balatongt. Okay, junub balatongt, le balatongt, because they want everyone want to do things right. Ban junub. I think we need to be a part of the process. We need to come up, you know, as a king ban. Regardless our differences, a political differences is not a problem. And a political differences that is a part of the process. Like in a manabede, what really the interest of Mabaan? Common interest with Mabaan agina. Ma common interest in the Ingbong poinang to Mabaan. Ingbong kunyal to Mabaan. Ingbong kay Mabaan min 8-7 to grade 12. Kalau work it. You know, Ingbong in the Masisfiat Balabanji. Wakan nang tining okay is a Ingbang and functional leadership ban Mabaan. Nang tining okay. Nang tining okay. If we don't have any functional leadership in Mabaan. But then mashakil is a part of human nature. It's a part of human nature. And it's not only here, even originated from the heaven, a religious people. Lanu Tongwani Jochin Yadina, as in Mingang Le is a part of nature. Like in another part of nature, God also given us wisdom. How are we going to control the human? You see? There has to be a control. Control you need to control Banban in the way that you're directing them to, you know, to do something that will benefit them. 10 years. You see? When the commissioner visited the school, the schools Banban is the lower funded. Lani ikambal teachers, but teachers supposed to be somebody has a degree or at the institute of teaching. You see, like I don't blame the teachers. I blame the system Banmaban. Then you can work on Banmaban. Then you need to put the education budget. Come back to, I know the education the county is controlled by the state. But put Mabaan the book the state, come on. Where is the supplementary budget that you can do for your people? You see, you need to have a supplementary budget. Can you touch annual budget with a Banmaban Agina need Mingalba? Then there is a problem. Feel much Kalabanj. Okay? Fashion Kita and Bushuf Finish, you know. Okay, Nigma Siyasa, Magabal leadership. Yeah, and it can have a Ningan Duadi to work at it. Not only one leader. You see, Fashigiti in a manerte in opening the poco. Yeah, among the report on another example. Onaman the Khartoum then came. What was happened? Mabaan was the majority, came. Then Mabaan was the least to be served. What happened? we need to fight to make sure in Mabanda has to take their right population ownership. Let me tell you, if you are not fighting for your own, mengabal mena imagdaba, whether ibuak wal buak, mengabal mena imagdaba. Asin kita ikin naman yirtin, fi ban junub, ikin ma inyo, because we don't have somebody who can stand up and speak in the jama, ginaat nin yai, mengabala ba. Fada yumkin, I think, wagman waka, yani, yadida yumkin, I want to make it clear, inno, yani, the mindsets of the strategic development planning, Banoban, need to be shifted. We need to shift that. In order for us to shift, we need leadership minds. You see? Lanu, I can always I read everything Banoban. You know, I read the UN reports about what is happening Banoban. You see? Yani, what is happening now, kidding you okay, Maban Wakanda, they just only hire us as social workers. Some of them are holding degrees from Ethiopia. Okay? Udabani. You see? Fadi Wakan nang dumina, nang dutaban ma, the director of labor, Ban Maban, under the leadership of the county. Well, how can we help them? They don't want to listen. Then as a leader, you need to listen. You need to listen to your people. You need to listen. Sometimes you consult other people to tell you what, sometimes as a leader, you don't see yourself. You see? فعشان كده أنا بشوف إنه وضعت بنو بان there is a fear يعني to me إنه بنو بان نياما will be controlled by other people. لأن even we are not taking يعني this issue very seriously including مقبلة حكومة. You see? لأن even أما نبيت مباني like ووكي كمباني كمباندا إكدا بوونا campaign. Yes, we know election is not going to happen. Election kabala bayar. Okay, mena bala pengang election bala bayar, election kabala bayar ba. As we speak, SPLM taban kapati IG Balkin moment to Leila will end tomorrow, and they're going to decide whether the election. And we already know the outcome. There will be extension. Then, even kengban eknaman wo banji wo honda. What I prefer eknaman bek banji than ekngan chutin wakn kengban in a class. Ajama Banwabanda, the common interest has nothing to do with the party. Common interest again. Last Banwabanda, there has to be security Banwabanda. Okay? Security Banwabanda, there must be security Banwabanda. Okay, if that is a common interest, how are we going to do? That's where the commission will come in. You see? Then they can be able to address Mushkal name. And we need to put it down in the writing, and this is what and how we're going to address it. You see, Genitaban completely that the come back without that one, it's mushkila banji. Ekinam beta by only campaign. Lanung campaign taman will divide people. Ina managok tage SPLM or Biva, completely you're dividing Maban. Like we need to minimize that. You see, we have to sit down. Talk with our elders, our communities, you see, to make sure that you need to be available to your people. If we come for the campaign, then if Mabaan makabalina lan ban tambal tandula ban ma way budamba lazim ibal to mena way mabanj ibal to maka thinkers banj. You see, nangma zaman lanu mai kita ban zaman ci budamba ekbal kemene we ek jol kan umati tuwaji le dialogy ma wax na tin le lanu gëna mene we ek. You see, fashan kida ana bashuf innu ke nigam bu siyasa they failed completely. We failed because we are not doing what our people need. You see, fashan kida ana bashuf يعني بليات بانج نيني إن إيه نون قطبا يعني يوار سدد يمكن يصير destruction ويمكن ده يمكن نقطة مشكلة. فأنا ما أعرف يعني لأن ده 9/4 يجي نفضل إنه يا ده يمكن on balcony to meet community leaders بعدين 5 on 20 في Eastern Coast أنك ده يمكن يا ده يمكن يوجد 20 and I will bring this topic back. And then Kumaka Yum Kumbala participate maybe later on no when you win a little time sabit then that you gene dal ndit yum kana ni stajal ta shana I have to send this message lan you are senior ya naman igin bet ngok nage on odun choten kubre ka community on odun choten kubre ka gena maka that yumkin min untu nene o bilka maka lengna beta ter o se lengna beta banbon. So there is something missing here. Well, even commission should not allow those mindset to continue Banban. Whether we can jail them, then a leader, then that this is the resource with the Banban. You have to consolidate the resource for one Banban. You see, is there even Madalton operating randomly like that? It will not lead us anywhere. You see, lanu that be post trap inno yani itubor je ko kage ma bane on ya ben ek yom kuma kubur. Is it that's the language you want to hear on the future? No. Ashin gid ikhlas shunu resource bala ban maban kana bil non kan bil ter kan bil kabil gena kan bil dahab wal bil waka bil darai kullu wo bala kazinin shiro. You know? Yes, no na ben nyonda mabuwa waka. That's what the act said. Mabuwa waka. Bon piro. Bon poyo. Okay, that's where the community will come in. Is a then they have to come up with the NP deck bongina or project with a pig the Manang the county. Lani Balkma Hinak Maga is coming up with the projects. And then we can look for the money. That money immediately will be directed to that development. Like in a man, he build the Muktamat Lengan, Ban Konate. Halma Ado is the fit Kulu. At the Untugazat Mugbilda, they will not benefit from it. You know, they come up benefit from it. Land build the Muktam individuals. And also they will dictate Mazat, dictate the Untugazam Bekanda will be dictated because Ekan Maka Mugbilda be dictate. They have no any plan. Fashankida Anabashuf Innu, this statement that was posted is completely wrong, and I blame the county leadership. Let me clear about the process that we don't have to allow Kingban continue in that direction. Udagina poya mood injeknen. Okay? Naman untug jong dari gokta gin on untug ban gin quarter os on untug burn ya jong at kubru yong. That statement mean what? Niyata gina yan. Niyata gina asankida ana bishuf innu this thinking need to be ended. You know, وده واحد من واجدات يمكن انا دايما مختلف مع leadership بانجي even though it came from my party. You see, I differ with them because of such a policy. لأنه there is a way we can mold our people and bring. لأنه in a man build randomly run by the committees ban committee, then you cannot have authority to control them. How are we going to make the accountability? Okay? فعشان كده أنا بشوف إنه this statement is completely wrong and subjected to the accountability. See? Fawabu wakhnita need to be ended. Kubrida need to be renovated by the county. Udagina gire abo ekimban wokda inno we need to ask why the county doesn't want to renovate this bridge. See? Not only bridge, atta fi jamam ina manabedi fi jamam ma people bali yechina poya wanna bogdi kubri ما في زول قاعد يفكر برغم انه يجي بالكم بالنيون بيتنا في ويسترن مبان. You see, فده يمكن I think واقع بسيط. I want to talk about it. ويا طبعا I don't mind if you want to reason with wakanente we can reason it, but banoban tambok kan nga wara mut kan nga ibayan asa fa even makabalabara, let's change our mindsets, let's change the way we think and way we reason it. Well, that's one of the reasons in always we need community leaders. They need to have a unified structure that can enable them to deal with the things. Lanu, yani igmar kan balna unified. Yani community leaders, yani bugdar mumkin igwe ntupoya ware إيجي من بقدر نغير وقت بانجنا لأنه بونا قوة نيجن بس مو بانج no matter what بونا قوة نيجي ما تيجي بانج مش على كيف leadership بانج با لأن إيجي مالكم برا لكن لما إيجي نشين operating on the operating on وما عندنا جنا إيجي دالت إيجي يوتنين كcommunity بعبروا إيجي إتنون تبا زي ما يكون an example بتاع كيجنبور all over Australia, Europe, North America تشوشنينيا and as we speak they force their leaders in Juba to go and make conference لأنه they are determined the future حتى من أول ما يكون United States American okay فعشان كده إيجي مبان ما قبل برا we need to change the way we're doing things إيجي ممكن يوم تنبل وين نبل بتاع barbecue نوم barbecue زي ما إيجي بوهن نوم celebration نيالين it will not change the way ما تعبانين بانج will never change it because we are not doing for the interest of Ban you know إيجي لازم we need to change that حتى لو بالكلام من يا بار ممكن كان إيجي barbecue بلا I can buy the night لكن إيجي community we need to come up with the plan كان يتوجه community بتاع Mabaan كل واحد do they have any plan I don't think so even constitution to govern them ka community when balaba in back then we need to change all these ways see father jina balnene pochne magatini wa yaditi yam kumba shwe ka chibura unless ekminga yamkin lan sa khamsa on 20 yaditi yamkin I have to open the Zoom room for community leaders and they can come and listen to the sermon they need to take the initiative or the community leaders they need to come up with how they're going to structure whether it's not come I know many people will blame me in the I always think about that we need to structure ourselves no matter what if we even though we divided in some political opinions Banmabanda common interest is number one yatolo atwet listen my daughter Banmabanda I cannot go anywhere Isabamaban can but when Banji is living in disorganized I cannot be able to organize anybody outside here you see Fashankida we can Maban Makbalbara Ikin lazim side afkar Balabanji da we need to contribute we need to challenge the system we need to positively involve in what is happening in Banmaban you see what you cannot involve is dita يمكن برضه ما عندك strategic thinking عشان كده انا بشوف انه strategic thinking طبعا is number one in any nation building you see as a leader you have to have a strategic thinking that will lead you to the values in Yadiyama. This is what we're supposed to be doing. This is what we have to. For in that way, even the Yom Dalton, we can be able to deal with Yomkin Mashakil, the Yomkin Balabanjian. Or the Yomkin Gedman Balnene. I don't know. Is a Kamagabala Bokanko Rigijo. Yadid Yomkin Balka Wakaba, or the Yomkin Gedman Balnene. فيدي يمكن maybe يوتر but يدي يمكن room فوق بعدين the same talking anka ما قبل بين بعد يمكن كذي نركز كويس في التعليم لأن يوم ده طبعا يكان بوقوق عن تعليم يمكن تبروين Mabaan I want to talk about the education لأن you are saying ده أسر بلا يمكن تنين أسر بلا يمكن تبري هو education and investment we need to invest in our kids you see land education unless we have to invest and how are we going to invest in our children in our future if we don't have any organization can help us to invest organization can help us to mold around how we're going to come up with a strategy to deal with the education that we want our children to acquire you see فده يمكن يقدر من وده tackling illiteracy طبعا تروين وقبلنا دوب one is وقبلنا دوب illiteracy is a disease when the population is illiterate, طبعا is going to cause a lot of things. Illiteracy مش عشان يتورط بربا. When the thinking, the society is not, structure themselves, that society cannot, benefit anything. Without that, you can to مشكلة community بتاعيك. You see? فإيكي لازم we need to structure, and then we need to also, the second thing is the ignorance. Ignorance is a disease. Yeah, but illiteracy tawali. So when the society, when the people acting in ignorance, you cannot take a ignorant way, okay? When we talk about the right thing, you see, that's the ignorance. Ignorant is one of the lan dambal tambun the jahil. Itu naman tukun jahil. Ima betul dari ini pang temponda maga ok ngeji bo. Jaka ko temponen ngiak jebara. So that if we can organize ourselves nang tembak. With that, يعني المجتمع جاهل ما بقدر بيعمل اي جنجل. عشان كده we need to change that. You see, we need. And then the last thing, the third one is poverty. كوني born is a يعني من طبعا يميتا. When I was making research about this issue about Mabaan, UN index tells about the host community bank. Land host community being fed by UN like there are like Guinea. Binakam imbal balkanteru. Binakam imbal balkanteru. That's why we don't want a lot of people. Help our people to go back in their homes and make sure that they have to start farming. Land of poverty. You can easily you can sell out your dignity. Now they are working like kan instead of or the worganti balagawan. Yeah, you can meet Nelson, you can meet your and then I will give you. So in a manirti, poverty will make you to sell out your dignity, even your right. Without God has even go in. It is happening. Keng maban keng diren ato the worgan ba. Bala weti kanun chug jikin o chug mena chug kedem poket. Ngun mabana to do de kanun kedem poket. Them yet again, they will sell out their dignity, their right, even though they are living in their own land. With that yarjala leadership balabanch, what county is doing. I think that we need to address as a leaders, you need to address the issue of poverty. You see, it's very, very important. Whether you're that, I reach out to the commissioner. A Nile pad wala depot bita umad ng petrol da pug تقريبا 480,000 سؤال. طبعا I told them in the jama this pug make sure Mabaan كله من قبل سؤال أورا and دوغا بنديك أنت توالي ما في من جوت بوين كنت. Everyone has to go back to the village. Okay, لأن we need to protect the dignity of our people. Gina nangamena gaba ekin jongono ke pukale. This is the leaders we have in Mabaan. Pukale. Wala mengi ibanji. Wala mengi nongagenga. So that is very, very dangerous. For Dayumkin, I think in Banene. I think because of time approaching to me. For Nelson, welcome. And approaching to Ben. Yadida Yumkin, I just want to, make and I came to enlighten some of the issues that our people are facing. And one of the things is the leadership in Mabaan County, they need to have a mindset of strategic development, planning, thinking, in order for us to bring the development that we want in the county. So I laid some of the issues, the factors, and also, some of the things that grounding us not to move. I will give you the chance, and then maybe I will open the room later. Lani Tambal community leaders maybe meeting this afternoon. So in that way, I will open later, and then we'll give chance to everyone to express what is really happening in Mabaan. We need to start talking about all these things. instead of unkuang mabengo na jakor kumbao yan. Fadal, you can take your time.